Hi guys, Killer J,
This is Phantom over here.
and today we got some Resident Evil Revelations action for you.
Oh yeah, it's looking pretty sweet as you can see for a port.
For a port of the 3DS game, really good graphics there, really good. It was Capcom's 30. It said on the game cover that's Capcom's 30th anniversary, which is pretty interesting because Capcom's been around since forever, mostly forever. Been around since the 80s, the 90s, and stuff like that. I think they were around a little bit before, but hell, they're still good. They still put out a good game once in a while, so hell.
Yeah, as we were saying, the graphics in this game are pretty interesting. I mean, it's better than most Xbox 360 games or PS3 games you'll see out there. And this is a port from a handheld 3DS. I mean, that really shows where technology has gone. It's looking great. The lighting in it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a lot brighter than most Resident Evil games I'm used to. Well, maybe, I don't know, 5. Resident Evil 5 was just a little ridiculous. It's Africa, but you're seeing this one here, and it's looking pretty good. The graphics are definitely interesting. The lighting's good. There's not really so many ambient shadows, but I'm sure if you were playing it on the PC, there probably would be.
Okay. The story's pretty good. Basically, it's a good story. You're Jill. You get to play as Chris Redfield. You're Parker, Jessica, and stuff like that. Different scenarios of the campaign. You get to different levels. There's a level where you get to kill hunters and stuff like that. There's levels that where puzzle elements are into them. A little bit of puzzle elements, which is pretty interesting. And you have to scan. You can use a scanner to scan enemies to get green herbs, basically. Because that's how you do it there. If you want an extra green herb, you have to kill the enemies and scan them. Or scan them when they're still alive, you know. That's that.
Yeah, this game, one of the first impressions I had was it definitely reminded me more of a Silent Hill game than it did Resident Evil. I mean, simply the way how it's like these almost faceless enemies kind of going at you, and the way they walk. I mean, they're both similar games to begin with, but this one definitely feels more Silent Hill-ish to me, especially how you have the camera and you're scanning things. Kind of reminded me of Silent Hill 4 almost. It's very interesting. It's almost a little Fatal Frame in itself, which kind of does go with the fact that it was on the 3DS. They probably had a big hand in that, having the Fatal Frame touch to it.
Very interesting. Sound and audio is pretty good. The sound, the voice acting is pretty good actually. Voice acting is not pretty good. Interesting voice acting. You know, it's very good voice acting. The music, stuff like that. The sound effects. Weapons or sound gun-like, and the monsters are different from the usual zombies, which is pretty interesting. They put new monsters in the game, which is really good and refreshing. Which Resident Evil, it's a good Resident Evil game all time around.
I couldn't find anything out on
Yeah, this game they definitely tried to avoid. Most people said that it was very racist how they put it, like you just kill all the black people in Resident Evil 5. So you can tell that Capcom totally just took a 180 on it with this, and it's like, let's not even kill humans, let's kill weird monsters that when you kill them turn into just blobs of random garbage. SpaghettiOs. It looks like a pile of tomato sauce.
Yeah, it does look like a pile of tomato sauce. Holy shit. What the fuck, Capcom? Capcom, okay.
Killing these weird zombies and they just dissolve into pasta for some reason.
Dissolve in the spaghetti pizza sauce. Okay. Anyway. It's a good Resident Evil game. The gameplay is good, you can enjoy it. It's actually one of the better Resident Evil games, better than Resident Evil 6 because you can actually play it. Because Resident Evil 6 was too much action oriented and not enough horror oriented. This one has a little bit of horror in it, which is pretty cool. Not horror.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as much horror as you'll ever get from Resident Evil 1, where you're struggling with terrible controls. Resident Evil controls blow my asshole.
Yes, definitely. I remember that was like a long time.
This one seems to have actually very good optimized controls, because I mean it's been through two devices at this point.
Yeah.
It's been optimized for a small controller and then upscaled to the PS3's DualShock, and you can see it transfers quite nicely. Although the crosshair seems to be a little buggy and a little stiff, but you expect that from third-person games. Okay. I don't really see as much horror in this though because it's so bright so far. I don't know how the later levels look, but I find it way too bright, and the enemies are very obvious where they're going to come from.
Okay. They also ported this to the 360 and the Nintendo Wii U. If you have a Wii U, get this game, because the Wii U needs games like this. You know why I say it? Because this game is actually one of the better Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 4 was good too. 5 was, you know, 5 was 5, basically.
5 was a good game if you had friends.
Yeah, if it was co-op oriented, which is good.
They actually have this game available on PC as well, which is where I would recommend buying it simply for the fact that mouse controls are easier for third person.
Yeah. If you have Steam and stuff like that, get it on PC, like Phantom said. Game controls. This game controls really well. It's like you can actually hit the enemy and shoot them. Controls really good for Resident Evil actually. You know, the earlier Resident Evils, they had those tank controls, and people might have liked it, but it was kind of hard to play the game. That's what scared you the most, is controls. So.
Yeah, this controls, it seems to really go a lot like Resident Evil 5. I thought Resident Evil 5 had great controls. Although Resident Evil 5 wasn't the scariest Resident Evil, in general I thought it was an awesome game. And, well, as long as you're playing with friends. Single player was kind of boring, but if you played online, it was pretty cool. And the controls on this one really seem to mimic that. It's trying to not really stray too far. I know they're staying definitely away from the original Resident Evil and around those style controls because they were terrible and no one likes them. Not even the fans, really.
Okay. Basically, you know, from my reading of this game, let's see, what should I give it? I give it a 9 out of 10. There.
I don't know enough about this game to really go in depth with it, but just as a generalization from what we can see in the video and the bit we've played and really talked about here, I would give this game a 7.5. It's very solid, and it's probably a buy if you have. I'd probably recommend it on the PC or the 3DS, but in general, Resident Evil Revelations is pretty cool.
Hi guys, it's Killer J doing some Resident Evil Revelations requested from TPG Gaming HD. Yeah, this is a different review location, if you're asking. Metal Detective.
I'm getting something from inside it.
Careful now.
Don't worry, I've done this before.
Done lots before.
Yeah, done lots of them before.
Yeah. you know the weird thing about Resident Evil games? They always have these tank controls.
Yeah?
Yeah, you like up goes down goes up goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's the weirdest controls I've ever seen in any other game.
they call anyway not monologue, but analog, eh?
Yeah. I made a joke about the controls blowing my asshole. And Patrick is like, what else blows your asshole? I said, fuck off, Patrick. That was the best joke I ever came up with. That's Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all under that umbrella thing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told Patrick when I seen the movie, it's all from the umbrella.
And he doesn't like it.
No, I said, how'd you know?
Well, that's
I
what
said, I
it.
seen the movie before that came on.
This is a 3DS game, though. It's a game, though. Ah, this. Get the fuck out of here. Get away from me, ugly thing. Jeez, I hate this. If YouTube copyrights the music, I don't give a shit. If YouTube copyrights the music, I don't give a crap. You should be able to play music in your videos if you wanted to. Graphics are pretty good. Controls are alright there, but you know, it takes a while to get used to.
So why'd you quit the FTC for this outlet?
Alright. Different plot in this game, it's... I don't remember it now, but... Yeah, I remember the plot. Basically, you're Jill Valentine searching for Chris Redfield. Like he's on a ship, or... He's on a ship, he gets... Ooh. It's a different plot than the Resident Evil game. It's like Chris Redfield, Jill's looking for Chris, and Chris is looking for her. They get stuck on a ship there, and one of their partners becomes a traitor. Jessica. Yeah. And it has some different enemies besides zombies. You shoot hunters and that there. These BWs there. BOWs. Yeah, that's what they're. Yeah, BWs, yeah. Oh, I found an item. Green herb. And actually, I have herbs in this game. They have herbs, green herbs, as health. It heals you. Like in every Resident Evil game, you use green herbs to heal your health. Take the grenade. Okay, yes. Take the grenade out. Come on, lock on. Oh, got it. There we go. Completed the mission. Okay.
I've collected enough samples.
Enough sperm samples? No, just kidding. Jumper O'Brien. Oh, jeez, I hate these. No, they don't, Parker. Die, die, die. Okay. Sounds pretty good, audio. I have a guest here, but you know, he's just doing his own thing. Unknown gamer. Guy that grew up in the old school era. Grew up in the 70s or... You grew up in the 70s or what? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Just making sure.
No doubt about it. These corpses show
Everybody
signs of
grew...
viral infection.
Most of these kids these days grew up on Xbox and PlayStation. They got it good. You don't know how good they got it.
Well, we did all we can.
That...
Now, wait for the results to come back from HQ.
Yeah. Yeah. Got Doom 3 on there. They got Doom 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the games. If you still had your Xbox, I would bring them over though.
Yes, that's fine. I'll take it from you.
Actually, on the new one, you can play those
We'll
games.
have to speed things up. Starting now.
No, you can't play. No, you can't play the new games on the older Xbox.
Good. Get to it.
Yeah.
Phil,
And
Parker. George
in this
still
game, I give it
What happened?
close to a 9.
lost
What's your rating, man?
Chris and Jessica.
Yeah, score.
Oh,
Yeah, they're good for a DS.
I've sent their last known coordinates to your terminals.
And we're about to do some Melinda impressions there.
Lost over the ocean.
So RMG, see you guys later.
The mountains chasing
Bye-bye.
dogs from